Welcome to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha, our producer's here. Hello, Sam.
Hello.
You got a brand new light blasting right into your eyeballs. How's that working out?
I don't know. Am I washed out? Do I look good on Twitch?
Good. You look very Native American.
Well, I'm not.
Okay.
So.
And so do you.
Scandinavian, actually.
I'm rethinking this. I don't know.
Well,
What I've learned over the past year is just because somebody says something is true doesn't necessarily mean you need to believe that.
That's right.
Even if they have proof.
Right.
These lights do say Washington football team on them.
They do.
So,
Well, I got a great deal. Let's jump into this now because we have a limited time. Ladies and gentlemen, on the line with us right now is one of Tom's little pets, little creations. It's Trucker Matt.
Don't worry.
Trucker Matt, what's up, man?
Hey, not much. How you doing?
So, Trucker Matt, I have to apologize because we have Prime Mike making us some intros for the various segments, and I forgot to include in the list Trucker Matt's Tales from the, I was about to say Tales from the Hood.
Maybe.
Tales from the Road. But we will work on it. Do you have any, suggestions for what kind of theme music you want?
Well, I play my own before I call you, and it's the old Hulk Hogan intro, the Real American song.
Oh God, who did that? I am a real American. Fight for the rights of every
Yeah, and then I
Which
do
is
the
not
thing
true
where
because he uses the N-word all the time. Hulk Hogan, you could have done a little more to fight. You know?
Yeah.
I feel like when you were using the N-word with your son on the telephone line, you were not thinking Black Lives Matter at that moment.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I start doubting your fight for the right of everyone.
Yeah.
With the Blizz Piz.
Yeah. You're throwing around Blizz Piz, and we know what that means.
Yeah.
We're not idiots, Hulk.
Not everyone, Hulk. All right, so Trucker Matt, what do we have some options? I forgot how this whole thing went.
Okay, well, since last time, the Twitch people, poo-pooed on the stories that I put out.
Oh,
Yeah, they do that.
Yeah, but they poo-poo on everything. Yeah.
And then they seemed to, so I figured more along the lines of, maybe this time try more stories that I've experienced.
Okay, all right.
To see how that goes, and then kind of just keep evolving it from there, I guess.
No, all right, I like that.
One of the things I like best about this is how, into this you sound.
He's Trucker Matt.
Well, yeah.
He's seen so many atrocities that nothing
He's
faces
seen
him.
a million atrocities, and he's ignored them all.
Basically.
So, Trucker Matt, what do we got as far as one of your tales from the road?
Okay, I can do one of three. I got where these old men tried to 3-card Monty hustle me.
No.
I got where some crazy dude with staph infection in his leg tried selling me meth. Or I also got or had a super embarrassing phone call that had to do with OnlyFans to my bank.
No. Yeah, so the OnlyFans, the old 3-card Monty
That's
hustle.
the
And
new
staph
thing.
infection meth dealer.
That's the new thing. I think Trucker Matt may have landed on something that's kind of near and dear to me right now. So I go to my favorite, adult site, right?
Yeah.
And the new thing is bootleg videos of girls that are normal girls,
Yeah.
but very attractive, but would never be caught dead doing OnlyFans. But because of COVID and everything going on, they don't have a job.
Oh, they had to pivot to
So they
OnlyFans.
pivot, and then they're maybe not used to it, but then they've done it. And then this girl goes on to explain, and I'll show you guys the video. She goes on to explain how much money she's making and how she's never made this much money in her life and how she's okay with it now. And I'm just telling you, it's flipping the porn world upside down.
Yeah, 100%. Well, if you could have a bunch of people make direct money, then maybe,
But they're not the normal porn girls.
Yeah. Because they don't have to be
Normal-
around anybody. They could do it all themselves with their iPhone.
Yeah, so this girl, and I'll maybe we can talk about this on Friday's show, because I can't really play any of her audio because she's explicit. But she goes on to say about how she lives in a big city. She won't say where. Obviously, you can't. You got to be careful. But she's like, so what I did is I, sold all the stuff I didn't need, and I moved to a tiny town because they're not going to know who I am, and I just stay inside, do my content, and get the hell out.
And then just live your life
Just
anonymously.
live my life,
Yeah.
Just live it anonymously.
Because I think most men probably wouldn't even put two and two together if they saw you on the street. You know what I'm saying? they may not be paying attention to your face that
Yeah,
well.
this was a girl that I knew personally, and I just wanted to see what she looked like.
All right, well, let's. What do you guys want? OnlyFans, 3-card Monte. I'm leaning towards 3-card Monte only because I've seen this happen to a colleague of mine at Champ Sports 15 years
let's do
ago.
that. you want to go 3-card?
Sure.
Okay, we'll go 3-card.
Okay. So basically how it started out, I was sitting in my truck eating lunch at this truck stop. And this older guy comes walking over to my truck, and he's like, hey, how long you been here for? And I was like, I've just been here for a little bit. And he goes, oh, man, you got to see this over here. Normally, when people say that, like there's a truck accident or somebody backed into somebody, and they just want to show you whatever. So I get out, walk over there. And he's like, yeah, man, this guy won $80,000 at a casino, and he's just giving money away to truck drivers out here.
That's
a charitable man.
Like,
awesome.
Like you hit the jackpot, you're like, 80,000, I can't wait to go to the nearest truck stop and just give it away
Trucker
to
Matt,
truckers.
I forget about your segment, and then you surprise me with just a little nugget of goodness that just makes my Thursday so much better. I love you, man.
So, Trucker Matt, right when you heard that, you knew scams are coming, right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah, because he also had a piece of cardboard underneath of his arm. And there was about 8 guys in like a circle around like this area, so I knew something was weird. And like
men in a circle always bad.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Also,
and
could be like a lynching, could be a circle jerk, could be 3-card Monte. Nothing good.
Never good.
Men in a circle
Yeah.
bad.
anybody holding cardboard bad.
Yeah.
Also
Out
true.
to, they're out to get you.
Women in a circle,
Yeah.
praying, meditation, something good. Always something.
and then
good.
you always talk about how like infinite information out nowadays. So I mean like they're just old dudes. And, like, the majority of people nowadays know, like, dude, there's no way somebody's just giving money away. Like, and then I just walk over there and get it from them. So a dude to the right of me, he goes, yeah, all you got to do is, you just got to pick this king of spades or whatever. And I'm like,
Hold on,
God.
is there one guy literally that has 3 playing cards that are folded like a little triangle? You know what I'm saying?
Unbelievable.
And
That's
Yeah,
the classic
and
style.
He has literally probably what appeared to be about 10,000 in cash just in his hand, because he like fanned it all out and it was all hundreds. Now they were probably fake, but or it was money he's stolen from other people throughout the states they go to. But he had all this money, and the guy was like, "Yeah, he'll just give you the money, you bet on it," and then boom. So the guy to the right of me, he takes a $100 bill out and hands it to him. He goes, "I'm gonna let him bet for me." So he goes, just pick the card. So I'm kind of shocked. So I just kind of set the money down. I'm like, that one. And the guy goes, oh, hey, you won. So he hands me $400. And he's like, yeah, do it again. He'll double it. So I set it down again. And he goes, 800. Here you go. And he goes, and
Well, that's when you're going to walk, right? And that's when they kill you. That's when they kill
that's
you.
the thing. Is he, I went to go grab the 800. And he wouldn't let go of it. And he goes, now, I'm not giving money to a broke man, am I? And I was like, no. And he goes, well, you got to prove to me that you got some of your own money. He goes, so go in the truck stop and get the max amount out of the ATM.
Yeah.
This is what strippers do. Oh, there's no difference. Like, I've had this happen to me at the Dollhouse. Rest in peace. They walk you to the ATM. You take the maximum amount out.
You're like, $40 fee. My God.
It's like,
why is it so high?
I'm only taking 20 out.
I'm like, you're just connected to the internet, right? Why is it so much more?
Yeah, so the guy, he's like, I'll go with you. And I'm like, nah, man, I got to go. Like, I'm already running behind. And he's like, what, you don't want free money? And I'm like, no, I'm good. And he goes, he's like, it's your loss. Like,
You're an idiot.
Talk about
You don't want to play my scam game.
I do hate it when scammers try to shame you for feeling bad that you don't want to get scammed. You're like, you don't want free money? You're like, no. They're like, no. You're like, no. You're like, I'm just saying I don't want to be scammed, and you're mad at me.
I mean,
you're mad at me about
in
it.
a similar situation, because I put scams and like pyramid schemes like together in my brain. Like, I remember getting a horrible email from a friend of mine. He's still a friend of mine. Just shaming me, telling me, you will not get involved in my pyramid scheme. How dare you? You are a terrible person. I don't know if I can be your friend anymore. And I'm like, I don't know why this is happening.
Support your friends.
I do get mad. Yesterday I was heated up, mad.
Spicy Tom.
Peak mental problem.
You are getting mad, Dad, crazy.
I know.
Did you ever think when you came to work here, or let's go further back, when you became an intern for the Monsters and you're working in the production team, it was me and Tom and you.
Yes.
Did you ever think that the one with the temper, the one with blatant, just painted on his face mental problems, just crazy anger,
turned his nose red so
Mr.
mad.
Anxiety, did you ever think that I would reverse roles with this guy where he is now more mad than I could ever be?
I got to tell you, I never saw it coming.
I'm relaxed.
Never saw it coming.
I'm a pretty chill dude.
Well,
this guy over here, he comes in with his big red nose. He's screaming. He's yelling. His wife's
hair was flapping in the wind.
Your hair, when you came in, your hair was just flying. And then your wife said you have extreme mental illness. Extreme mental illness.
I'm like, I'm not allowed to get mad.
No.
Not
like that.
So right around peak getting mad, the doorbell rings, and I'm like, who is it? And I look out, and I see is this kid standing there with some dirty shirt on. I'm like, oh, God. And then I turned to my wife.
Did you scream at a child?
Sir, would you like to play 3-card Monty?
He's like a 22-year-old or whatever, like with a,
You are mad, Dad, because that's not much that younger than you, and you're calling him a kid.
Some solar company T-shirt.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I turned to Chris. I was like,
get him.
I'm gonna kill this innocent person.
No, but
I'm going to kill them.
I told my wife, I'm like, I'm gonna take my anger out of this kid.
Come on.
And then I opened the door. And I'm like,
I've never
These
said
are hard
that.
times.
I'm like,
For the
hello.
record.
And he's like, do we I have a great opportunity for solar. It's free. It's completely free. I get it free.
It's free. Everything's free.
And then I couldn't do it. I because I can't.
All right.
So then you listened to his whole spiel, didn't you? You did, didn't you?
That's why you were
And
late.
then- and then
That's
I
why
had-
he's like, I'll be there in 10. I got to sit through this guy. I went out to yell at him.
And then I lied and I said that I already had a solar spot. I did the radio thing. I was like, I work for radio and
Why
I
do you
have.
go that far into the line?
And then the kid's like, I'm looking on your roof. There's nothing there. And you're like, well, they haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
And then your lies are unraveling.
And then he still wouldn't take no for it. And then he's like, no, but we can do it better. And then I'm like, yeah, but they're paying
Give me
us.
an opportunity to earn your business, sir.
Yeah. And then it was 15 minutes, and then Crystal shaking her head, and she's calling me weak.
And then she's like, you're right. You went out there to yell at him, and you're nothing but a yellow belly, floppy hair, red nose, pussy. Are you happy? Are you happy?
That's my 24 hours.
Hey,
Horrible.
I assume before y'all let me go, Tom, I think you'll enjoy this.
No, he's so
You guys reinvigorated me with the term of calling people bozos.
Yes.
And,
Wait a minute. You got to give credit. You got to give credit. That's not us. That's It's Always Sunny. You got to give credit. I'm not a joke jacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Mac, I believe the character Mac said that, and I laughed, and I go, and Andrea agreed, my wife. We were like, we're bringing back the term bozo.
Yeah, it worked because this truck driver cut me off in a truck stop, and then when we got to the fuel island, he started yelling at me, and I was like, well, it's your fault, you bozo, and he just kind of stopped.
It catches people off guard.
It diffuses because sometimes you'll say it and then it'll make people laugh because they're like, "You're an idiot," and you're like, "Okay, we feel better. All right."
It's aggressive without. It's aggressively funny.
It is aggressively
Right.
funny. I mean, there are other
It's
words
fun to
like that.
say.
Yeah, like bozo's great. It's just it's underutilized. Like if you were talking about your manhood, using the term ding dong, it's not used enough. But it's great. It's just way better. It'll break up the room, man. Way better.
Well, Trucker Matt, we appreciate today's segment.
Great story, man.
Yes, sir.
You got a sponsor yet? I'm telling everybody, go get some sponsors.
Yep, get them.
And bring it back here. You got to break me off a piece.
Working on it.
All right.
Oh.
I mean, maybe. What kind of truck
What about
you got?
loves? Can
got-
we get loves? to do
Ooh,
it?
loves.
Oh, yeah,
I
loves.
love me some loves.
Yeah, I wish I could have that funny.
Yeah.
What
about we're getting in DeLand? They're getting what is it? Buc-ee's.
Buc-ee's. Right? I
Yeah,
want one of
those
those.
places don't let trucks come in there.
Oh,
What
well, then
about-
we don't want them.
But it says truck stop.
Find the company that sells those little bags of speed pills called Hornets or something.
Oh, Yellow Hornets, White Cross.
Oh, let's get sponsored by Hornets.
Yeah. Let's get sponsored by whatever amphetamine that Hornet is.
I want to get sponsored by something by Richard Petty.
No.
Okay. I mean, that, I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, shooting for probably the most famous living race car driver that's going to be let's start with Kyle Petty. How about Kyle?
Truckers Matt.
No,
Tales
I
of the
like the old cowboy hat.
Sponsored by Richard Petty.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, Richard Petty.
You know what's funny is that Richard Petty looks like the character in Dallas Buyers Club. just naturally.
Yeah.
Because he's an old man, you start to lose
yeah.
weight, and then you get skinny, and then you
Oh,
look
yeah.
like a cowboy crow
Yeah.
with AIDS. No matter what. If you're a tall
Petty AIDS.
yeah, if you're a tall race car driver,
Yeah.
like you got to be tall,
No.
and you have a mustache. No matter what, you're gonna look like a cowboy crow with AIDS.
Yeah. And then you're like, oh my God, what waist size are you?
Yeah.
24?
Not even 22. Like, where'd you get your suit, Jack Skellington? Jesus Christ, it's tiny.
You are a grown man. You have a 24-inch waist, 22. This is ridiculous.
Where's your?
You're
My
wearing
God,
doll
look
pants.
at your legs, how long they are. Where's your pal Oogie Boogie? Okay, get out of here.
All right.
All right, man.
bye-bye.
Stay safe out there.
All right, take it easy.
All
Yo,
right,
take
later.
it easy.
That's our buddy Trucker Matt,
I like Trucker Matt.
live from the road.
Good guy.
Now, we're expecting a guest phone call,
We
right?
are.
Yeah, so we're up against a break.
Yeah. So we'll take a quick break. Bye-bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Would you like to deep dive into some voicemail emails, my
Let's
friend?
do it.
All right. Anything to cheer you up. I hate it when I see a frowny face.
fun.
Let's jump in here and find you some good ACT goodness. Let's try.
If these things didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have as much to talk about.
That is
So,
true.
yeah.
That's a positive way of looking at
Yeah,
it. Here is one that I only know one person or two people, because they're a couple, that adhere to what this next voicemail caller is calling about, and that would be our good friends Lindsay and Dan Cummins.
Okay.
They do this.
Yo, what's up, Tom and Dan? Question for you guys. Do you fart in front of your significant other? If so, what is the best way to start doing that? I have been blaming the dog most of the time, and I seem to get away with that, but I don't know how long that'll last. Have a good one.
Sam, I mean, do you
We do not do that.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of people don't do that, apparently. I do that.
Yeah.
We do
I fart crazy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I
my
do.
wife farts crazy.
Yeah.
And together we fart crazy. And Maisie farts crazy. The three of us together fart crazy. We
My
put our
God.
butts together and fart crazy. We fart to the inside. We fart to the outside.
Oh,
We
yeah.
fart to the left. We fart to the right.
Yeah.
It's a full-blown fartnanza. Like in the
In the
Dittis,
Dennis-
in the
yeah.
Dittis household,
You're
it
fart
is
crazy mode.
all farts.
Yeah.
All the time.
See, I had the situation for the while, like, I would fart in front of Crystal, but I would get mad if she ever did it.
Yes.
And
I
she
had that too. You know what changed that?
And not real mad. I
The
was just
P
like,
word.
come on, don't do it.
The P word changed that. Pregnancy.
Yeah. So then when she got pregnant with Tommy, I loosened up on my farting restrictions.
Yeah.
And I started being like,
Sometimes you got to put an addict out there.
and I said,
Change the Constitution a
and
little
She's
bit.
like, it's a baby. I fart. And so I'd be like, all right.
It's the baby farting through me.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's gross.
And then once I gave her that, she took
Full liberty. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile.
Yeah. Took the whole fart mile. And then
Yeah.
never stopped after that. And I said, we're not even pregnant. Then she got pregnant with Max. I was like, oh! 14 months later, she was pregnant
And
again.
then you get to a point where you've had two babies in that thing, or
Yeah,
even my
yeah.
wife, you had one baby in that thing, and I think it loosens things up where now it's like there's no going back.
Yeah. Then
You're trying to wall up an area that the zombies are just walking freely through.
yeah. And so now she farts, and then like if the kids are in bed or laying next to her, she blames it on Max or Tommy, but it sounded like Brutus the Barber Beefcake farting, like an old trucker,
big one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that didn't come out of my
Yeah.
tiny boys.
Yeah.
So anyway, now I've lost complete fart control.
Like sometimes Andrea will
I wish it was
will fart, and it sounds as if Andre the Giant's morbid corpse just finally like something like I don't know, one of his cats tore a hole in his abdomen and gas. It's like, guys. There's a lot.
Oh yeah.
Not interesting.
It takes you on a journey of audio.
Yeah.
But that's the way we do it, but you guys will. I don't think it's possible. Prove me wrong, but I don't feel like it's possible for you and your husband Travis to go the distance.
Oh yeah.
How long does it have to be before
to the grave?
Yeah.
It has to be to the grave.
To the grave or
Well, I mean,
separation.
we've already been together for almost 14 years.
Yeah, but
It'll be 14 years in January that we've been together.
Yeah, but you'll give up at some point.
Yeah. There'll be a certain time
There'll be
where
a change.
you just get tired of holding
I'm
it.
actually surprised COVID didn't make you make that change.
And then when you finally
I'll die on this hill.
release the first one in front of your partner, then you realize nothing happened, then it's gonna change your life because you'll be like, "Well, I've been holding it."
Yeah. It's like telling your
Why?
kids if they go outside the house that they'll burst into flames, and then they suddenly do it, and then they realize you've been lying to them the whole time. It's almost like a modern day fart the village.
Yeah.
When you finally go outside and you're like, well, nothing's happening to me. It's not that bad.
Yeah. It's like when the old man finally puts a mask on and goes to Publix, and then
it wasn't that bad. Like, yo, of course it wasn't that bad.
yeah. And then you realize like, oh, I don't have to walk in mad everywhere I go. Just put the mask on.
You don't have to get in arguments with people.
Yeah. So it's like that. That's exactly how it is.
But when my daughter does it, it's cute and funny. When I do it, I think it's cute and funny. When my wife does it, I will say it makes it a little more difficult for me to want to eat it.
Right.
I'm just being real.
Yeah.
Because everything down there is a little too close.
Yeah.
It's like when you set your big gulp a little too close to your laptop.
Yeah.
I need a little more space.
Yeah.
At least
Your
what I
stuff's
got.
not
No.
separate.
If you measure from tip of where things come out to tip of where things come out, there's a lot more distance on me, even though I'm not that big.
Yeah, but
There's
it's still settling in.
No, you guys might as well be a double-barreled shotgun. That stuff's side by side. It might as well be an over-under. I'm out there shooting skeet. It's the same thing.
I disagree.
It's way too close. And you're moving things over there. You're taking the equivalent of a wash rag and smearing things down there. Yeah,
smearing.
Too close. Too close.
A little dab will do you.
I wonder, like,
Don't say that.
Back old school, like there was no. I mean, how? Like, I'm talking.
What do you mean, my mom and my dad?
Yeah, like 20s through the 50s. Was there any
No
farting?
difference. Oh yeah, my dad and my mom. Yeah.
Okay. But even at the beginning,
We've told that story on the podcast before where my dad needed a fart. And, of course, when you're dating somebody for the first time, you don't want to fart in front of them. And my dad went to slam the door and then fart. And they were on like a movie night. And so it was at my mom's house. So her dad and mom were in the other room, kind of, just like watching TV. And then my dad and mom were in another room, supposedly studying. Mm-hmm. And then my dad got up, went to the bathroom. Then when coming back, he realized he hadn't finished everything, needed to fart. Went to slam the door to the bathroom to make a slam. So it was more like a like that. He didn't time it right.
Yeah.
And then my mom heard it, then their parents heard it, everybody laughed.
Oh, okay, all right. That's how it broke the fart ice.
It did. It broke the fart ice.
Worst ice.
Yeah. Well, there's one ice worse than that.
Vinegar ice?
Vinegar mold ice. That's worse than fart ice.
Well, what do you got for an email,
Let's
Sam?
see.
I've been doing good on the emails. This is 2 days in a row.
This email's for any show. I, like Tom, typically only listen to podcasts all the time, but occasionally I do get the itch to listen to music. I tend to listen to the same songs over and over again because I don't keep up with current music or listen to the radio. I am not an audiophile, and I am not an audiophile, and I value Dan's eclectic music. Even if I don't like the music played on the shows, I appreciate the variety and hearing new things. So, between apps like Spotify and Pandora, what does Dan recommend?
I am not a Pandora fan. I'm not anti-Pandora. I just don't know enough about it. I used to use it a decent amount. But from what I've heard, Pandora's doing something kind of cool now where if you do because they've been acquired by Sirius Satellite Radio.
Oh, really?
Or vice versa. Either Pandora bought Sirius Satellite or Sirius Satellite bought or Sirius XM Satellite Radio bought Pandora. I think it was Sirius XM bought Pandora.
Okay.
So if you're listening to like a Sirius channel, you now have the option to hit a button and make it go to your Pandora so you can collect songs from live radio. Really cool feature, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've been getting back into Sirius Satellite Radio. I've been listening to Howard again. In my opinion, he's the greatest morning show. There will never be one greater. And I've been listening to him. It's still super funny and great in the mornings.
I'm surprised they just haven't gone to streaming Wi-Fi. Like
They are. They
have. Yeah, okay.
And they have channels you can only get there. Found this out this morning. It's so funny we brought this up. I'm at the barbershop, get my hair cut, and when I'm leaving, I'm going through CarPlay on my car because my lease up, I got a new car now, and like everything's a little bit more updated.
Yeah.
I'm going through, and there's Sirius Satellite button, like an app button. And I'm like, I've never seen that before. So I hit it, and did you know that on Sirius Satellite Radio, there's all these like hidden channels? There's like different punk rock channels I've never listened to before. This morning I was listening to Beastie Boys Radio. I didn't know Beastie Boys had a channel. It's online only. It's only through the app.
I was about to say.
So that's how they drive people over to that side. They only offer certain app or online only stuff, and then they have their broadcast stuff.
And is it similar to Spotify where you could pay a subscription to get no commercials, but if not, you get commercials or something like that?
You know, I don't really get any commercials except for channels like CNN or stuff where there's like talking.
Yeah.
And normally that's because they have breaks.
Yeah, they're just replaying
They're just
the
pumping
broadcast.
it, right?
Yeah,
Correct. So, but no, I haven't had really any commercials on anything.
Okay. I just wonder how they make money. But you still have, so to get the app, though, do you have to be a subscriber?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
yeah, so it is pay and then you get the app and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
All right,
Sorry, I
gotcha.
misunderstood you.
Gotcha. So there's no like free way to get it,
No.
and then they play. Okay.
No, I
I
don't.
imagine they probably will eventually have like some free and there's ad commercials, like Spotify's.
Well, they don't
model.
really need to because you can have. Oh, you mean free for XM?
Yeah, like where it would just be.
They give you like the first 8 channels. They do like that. It's almost like
Okay,
when
yeah.
it's almost like it reminds me of when I was a kid and I didn't have cable. You know, and you only had like 2, 6, 9, 35, 24.
Uh-oh.
Wait.
Bye-bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Dan.
I'm Tom.
Samantha, our producer's here. Butler is in the other room.
Oh, I got something I want to talk about.
Please.
Hey, Butler, do you know about the royal family? They're your family.
No.
Get in here.
I mean, not really, right?
Well, he is British, so.
But like, from what I know, a lot of those people that I know that are British don't even like the royal family.
Yeah. Well, especially now with what's the guy's name that
Prince Andrew.
Andrew.
Oh,
the guy
yeah,
tied it
yeah,
with
yeah.
Epstein. So I was thinking about
He
this.
likes kids,
So the
right? That's what he likes.
yeah, it's bad over there.
It's not good.
So
Not like Trick Daddy either. Like in a different.
Right.
I was telling Crystal, like, Queen Elizabeth, right? Regardless of what people think about her, like, the lady has had an incredible life, right?
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
absolutely.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I would imagine that.
I don't know if anybody thinks bad about it. I have no idea.
I'm sure they do.
I'm getting deja vu.
Hmm?
I feel like we've talked to Butler about this before.
Yeah, we did, and he had no idea about it.
Okay,
anything.
so call him back in to talk about something he doesn't know.
Yeah.
about.
Well,
I
he's
like
British,
this.
so
I may have learned since then. So,
Odds are you didn't.
Yeah, for sure he didn't, and it's going to be the same result. But
Give it to me.
But since he's British, he should be involved in the conversation. So I was talking to Crystal and with this whole Prince Andrews thing and Epstein and stuff, and it looks, I mean, regardless of what, I mean, obviously it's bad to presume someone's guilty before their trial or their whatever. But
well, he's technically not the royal family anymore. He stepped down from all of his royal duties, so he's just
Yes.
the weird uncle now.
True.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
But regardless of anything, it looks real bad for him.
Oh,
Yeah, it doesn't look good.
Yeah, it looks real bad.
Well, you
and
look at those flight logs. So does our current standing monarchy. It looks a little
yeah,
shady too.
And
Oh yeah.
and I think public perception would probably say Prince Andrew did some nefarious things with Epstein, and
It
who
looks
knows?
suspect,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's real bad. So I was looking at like the Queen Elizabeth, and I was like, man, she would be so much luckier if she would have died 5 years ago. Because well, think about this, right? So she's lived her life. You know what I'm saying? Well, how old is she now? Like close to 90, probably.
She's
right?
in her 80s. Yeah.
Yeah, so in like mid to late 80s. But if she would have kicked off like 5 years ago, maybe even 4, when did
She's 94.
Oh, wow. Oh yeah, Butler didn't even know. Not even close to how old.
I didn't know she was
It's not my
that
grandma.
old.
I don't know.
So,
Yeah, I had no idea she was that old.
Yeah.
That's like an old lady.
Yeah, so
Legit old lady.
Yeah.
So-
ticking time bomb now. You're on borrowed time.
So
Yeah,
even if
they're done.
she kicked off on 90, right? That would have been pre-old Prince Harry and Meghan Markle or whatever. Like before
Well,
they.
you know a lot about this.
Well, yeah.
Like he
Crystal
knows all
knows.
the names.
Crystal like follows it a little bit, and I
Really?
when
You
I-
guys are sort of into the
No,
royal
no,
family?
I'm not, but I see news headlines.
Gotcha,
And so,
gotcha.
and it gets me to think that like this lady who's had an incredible life, like just at the end, it all fell apart. Like really, because like one of the future princes has divorced himself from the royal family and left to America,
Yeah.
right? So that
There were two princes.
yeah. Well, what?
And one of them
Had a
has a
pocket-
pocket full of kryptonite.
There you go.
Okay.
Fist bump.
But so you got that's a grandson,
doctor.
right? Prince Harry's a grandson, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would have been the king eventually.
No,
Or-
Prince William.
Oh, William.
The oldest one.
The
Yeah, the
old.
oldest,
Okay.
yeah.
He was
losing his
down the
hair.
line.
Ah,
He wouldn't have his lifetime. It
Was
would
it
have
Kate
been a massive
Middleton?
collapse
Gotcha,
in the
gotcha.
royal family for him
Gotcha.
to actually take the monarchy.
So, but you still have one of your grandsons who was.
Wait, where does Charles fit in?
He's been out of the game for a while, right?
Is he?
I think if
he's
if
in
Elizabeth
line.
dies, if Elizabeth
It's
dies,
him,
it's
right?
him.
It's
yeah.
him.
Oh,
Then it goes
okay.
to William.
I mean, he's the guy right now.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
he's on
That's
deck.
what I thought.
So, but anyway, in the span of like 4 years, you had one of your grandsons like divorced themselves from the family, moved to the United States, and want nothing to do with the family anymore, which has got to be a disgrace to her, right? Like, it's at least a blemish on the family record.
Like I don't even think you can think of a word that would. I would imagine that because I would imagine she's talked to him, right?
Yeah.
And
like creepy uncle. And I would imagine if we could have listened in on that conversation, just the way that they've kind of categorized her in all these shows that I've watched where she's very cold, she's
Yeah.
very direct, she's very intelligent,
Yeah.
very shrewd.
Yeah.
Oh man, I bet she lights him up because like I think disappointment or embarrassed doesn't even cover
Yes.
it.
And then you
Doesn't
got,
even scratch the surface.
Is Andrew her son?
Andrew
Yes.
is her son. Yes.
Okay, and then son pedophile accused of Epstein,
Alleged.
alleged, all the
Oh
stuff.
my God.
And then so I'm telling you, she would
Yeah,
have
but-
died at 90. She would have never lived through any of this. Like she could have lived her amazing life and then be dead and never seen all.
There's
her-
always been scandal in the royal family.
but this
Yeah.
seems like
this
the
is
most
this is like
harsh,
a step
right?
too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like when your son is involved
You
with
know.
Epstein, and then one of
think-
your grandsons says, "Screw you, I'm out of here." Like
Well,
that's gotta be disgrace. to
We're
her.
all adults and we all know that cheating and stuff like that, infidelity happens.
Yeah,
but when
yeah.
you start like involving some sort of
Oh, no, yeah.
pedophile island,
yeah.
and
Yeah, yeah,
I mean
yeah,
that's
yeah.
just
That's the
crazy. That's
highest
just craziness.
worst thing you could possibly
Oh,
do.
yeah.
And then
It's insane.
the grandson just like not wanting to be a part of the family. That's just a disgrace to you and to the family, right? To, like one of the princes, he's like,
I mean,
"Screw
yes,
this."
in any normal situation, but I mean, given how his mom died, like the crazy publicity and all the paparazzi that followed that, I could see how he'd probably want to be a little less in the limelight. He's,
Yeah.
he had a pretty
I'm not
crazy.
saying he shouldn't have done it. I'm just saying to her, like, because even Prince Diana, so the Princess Diana, she died in an accident. So it had nothing really. It wasn't a blemish on the family. Like that was a huge tragedy.
Well, she was with her lover in a car.
True,
and they were
true.
divorced or separated.
Yeah,
her
yeah.
and Charles.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, there was scandal. There was a lot of scandal with that.
But it seems like it has significantly gotten worse for her. I'm just saying that in the grand scheme of things, I think in this situation, the last 4 years of your life, you go through this, or you had cut it off early. I bet in retrospect, she would have probably opted to cut it off early and not have to live through.
You could, right?
Right. Well, I'm not. She's too. This lady's a strong ass B word, right?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
yeah. It's probably she's lived through. I mean, my God,
She's
could you
navigated
imagine?
world wars, man.
Yeah. So
That's insane. to me.
Maybe it's not affected her as negatively as I thought or I think it does, but it's just bad. The bad for that whole family.
I
and,
agree.
And the fact that like you've done so much and accomplished so much, and then she's probably still old guard too, where she has like this idea of how the royal family should be and like the light.
I think it's evolving, but I think you're correct.
Yeah. And like she's probably one of the last old school mentality, people in that family where it's like real. I mean, 94, Queen Elizabeth.
Be interesting to see what happens when she does.
Pass.
You never. I'm not wishing that. I'm
Not
just
at all.
saying
A natural human lifespan
Yeah.
as she's already surpassed it.
It will be interesting to see if they maintain the same level of pomp and circumstance and everything that they have.
It's been almost forever. I mean, almost 100 years. I mean, not really, but I mean, it's been a long time since there has been a change of power. It's been,
Yeah. Well, think about us. Again, you have to be careful when you talk about this kind of stuff because when people start to think you're leaning one way or the other, not
What do you
saying
mean?
that. I'm not. Well, I'm going to say something.
Okay.
I'm just prefacing. It is weird for me to have a president where I don't feel like we get an address. Remember when we would get addresses? We don't get a lot of those.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
used to have other presidents where you'd get a lot of them.
Well, he
Yeah.
has, conferences.
No, I get it,
And
but I'm just
updates,
saying,
but yeah.
the Oval Office deal, like when I was growing up,
Yeah.
I grew up.
And it was a big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. I remember running to the TV and it'd be like Jimmy Carter, and then we had Ronald Reagan. I remember growing up going through this process, through the Bush years and stuff like that. So it is very weird to be where we are now. And I think a lot of it is because you're going to have different styles and things are going to change. Again, not making this political. I'm just saying with the royal family, my example is maybe when she passes, you see a complete flip. Where everything is kind of like it means a little less than it did. I don't know.
Well, with the Prince Andrew Epstein thing, I'm sure the British people are probably fed up and then probably are. I mean, it's up to them to really keep this whole thing going as far as like where they don't really do anything. It's just they're kind of a figureheads of British royalty or whatever. Like it's like some antiquated old school thing,
old antiquated bloodline thing.
But if people stopped caring and just be like, oh, who cares
And
about
I think
them?
people care less about it now than they
Yeah.
used to. I believe that.
Where do they make their money? There's just like
They're sitting
old
on
land and stuff, like land,
massive land property.
Are they
they're
funded
sitting
at
on
all
jewels.
by the government? Is there any taxpayer money going to them? I don't know how.
I know my cousins and everybody. They're taxed pretty heavily. It's a
The family? No, I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm saying, does any government money go to support the royal family?
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that.
I can't imagine it wouldn't. I would imagine it would. I mean,
Something, right?
they're living in places that are considered like their country's like
Landmark.
historical landmarks.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
like a museum, right?
right. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think we're really meant to understand that, but I'm sure. Yeah, of course.
Samantha, look up if the royal family gets supported by the British government or whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's.
Well, they have to be.
I would imagine, yeah, of course. And then that's why a lot of the boys have served in the military there, and
I think
William did, and
Harry did.
Harry did, and
That's just like a publicity stunt, though.
Not
Like,
really,
you-
no.
I think it's
No,
The
they-
British
required.
government supports the monarch and some other members of the House of Windsor financially by means of the sovereign grant, a percentage of the annual profits of the Crown estate, which is intended to meet the cost of sovereign's official expenditures.
Okay.
and supposedly those weren't publicity stunts.
Every
Supposedly
year the
those
Queen
guys
gets-
actually served.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
year, the Queen gets a chunk of cash from taxpayers called the sovereign grant. So the taxpayers are essentially
Oh, we need to get all of our
Paying
listeners
for
to
the
do a
royal
sovereign grant for us because we're the kings of this show.
So essentially, the people
You're
could
the pedophile king, though. I'm the good one.
could be like no more.
mutiny, man.
Yeah, no more tax dollars for you, right? I
Right,
guess that you
because
could.
they pay for everything. They pay for the palace. They pay for the family's travel, the upkeep, utilities, like
Yeah.
everything.
You gotta stop that. Save some money.
Well, I just saw. That's why I kind of brought this up because there was a news story about Harry and
The Hendersons.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Their house. They live in like a $20 million
Are
mansion.
they in Canada now, or what's going on with that?
They're
I
not
know-
supported by the government.
No,
or
they
them.
stepped
They're
down.
independently wealthy.
So okay, so they have enough money for a $20
yeah,
million
once
money.
they stepped down, they actually stopped receiving any kind of funds from the royal family.
So what? How did they get so rich?
Well, she's an actress and made a
right.
lot of money, and then he.
Enough for $20 million? Like she was that famous of an actress? Was she an international actress? Or
I think there's,
I've never
she has
heard
her,
of her.
I think she has her hands in multiple things.
Yeah, she does
Okay.
a bunch of different stuff.
No idea, man.
I mean, it's just a lot. But you when you buy a $20 million home, that means you probably have above $50 million, right?
Well, they're
Like,
living in this. Do we know if they're leasing it? Do we know if
Yeah,
they're,
yeah, I guess so.
I mean, like I know a lot of people that like have these amazing houses, and they're like, nah. Like even sports owners around here or coaches, they'll buy these amazing houses that they don't
just lease it.
They don't know how long.
It could. You could be right. I just don't know where they made their money. Like even Prince Harry.
Well, she was making like $500,000 off that show Suits that she was on. Plus, she had a bunch of different like sponsorships and endorsements as income as well.
Okay.
There you go.
It's just
he's sitting on some pretty money though.
Yeah, I would imagine, and then
some sort of trusts and things.
Absolutely.
There's got to be something.
Been given money from birth like that. It's just like accumulated in some sort of a bank account.
He is worth $40 million. She's worth $5 million.
Okay,
that makes sense.
So he's got the money and the wherever or whatever.
That's nuts.
I wonder, could you make? I mean, for sure, you're a very famous worldwide person. How do you parlay that into like money? Like imagine like
speaking engagements.
Like philanthropist.
You mean like
philanthropist?
Bowlers
I mean, obviously you do baloney flap.
A philanthropist means you're giving away your money, not how does he make money off of being Prince Harry?
With Philapadat, you idiot.
Well, he's got money left from a trust from his mother, Princess Diana, and an inheritance from the Queen mother, and he has a former salary as a captain in the British Army.
Okay, well
so he's a trust fund baby, and he gets some money from the army.
The salary from the army is like $22,000 a year. Like
they might get more in the British Army.
Yeah, you don't know. Depends on how high he ranks up.
It can't be more than 50. Or especially like the
number of times pension. The number of times a day that we go like, no, what? And we're wrong.
Yeah.
It's like
all the time.
It's like
all
everything we say
every day.
Hold on, if you were an officer in the British Army and you served,
a captain, sir,
or a captain, which who knows how high that is? It could be like a one step above. Grunt, but
I don't
think it is.
But even when you retire, how much money are they paying you in pension for the rest of your life? It can't be more than $40,000-$50,000, right?
I don't know. And then if you do move to Canada, do you lose that money? I don't know.
No, you served in the military. I think you get what you get.
Don't you have to retire to get a pension? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Like 20 years, then you get a pension, not just 4. I mean,
like all they have to do is a couple of speaking engagements. You open a couple of orphanages. You make some money. There you go.
I guess.
Speaking of college, you make $50,000 here and there. You're fine.
Yeah. What is he talking about?
I don't know. What does anybody say when they go to these? What's David Letterman going to tell you when he's the keynote speaker?
At least
he's going to tell me nothing. But he's been rich his entire life.
Well, he got. He started off as a
weatherman,
a weatherman and a stand-up comedian, and then he worked his way up. So at least he has You could be like, hey, I started from nothing, and then I got to David Letterman.
So you're saying,
Prince Harry,
what I'm hearing from you is that you don't believe that Harry offers anything at a speaking engagement. I think you're wrong.
No. I'm just saying, what could he would just talk about his life as a prince?
He could talk about his life with his as a prince. He could talk about the relationship he had with his mother and how
he was really passionate about Botswana out in Africa.
Yeah, he could talk about clean drinking water, something he's passionate about. He could talk about. I mean, there's 1,000 things.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like hard. I don't know.
It seems like you want to say that they're rich for no reason. Is that what?
No. I just think, how are they so rich? It's just a trust, right?
I don't know again.
Yeah, I think it is. It's got to be.
Butler, tell us everything about British people.
Yeah, but it's got to be just like the money that was set aside originally.
Okay.
Now
fine.
I wonder if he.
Accept that.
I wonder if he. I mean, obviously, none of that would have happened had his mom survived, right?
I don't know. Yeah,
who knows?
I mean,
that's.
I would imagine that he'd probably had to have been a little more.
He might be a little bit more involved in the royal family.
Yeah, he might be a little more enmeshed, sure.
Or he may.
Or he'd be
even
less
removed,
enmeshed because she'd already married Dodie.
Yeah. So maybe he'd be even more removed. Who knows?
I think he'd be even more removed, probably. Yeah, you're right, because she was less of an anchor after the infidelity, and then she remarried. That's very interesting. You want to continue our good run of emails and voicemails, buddy?
Yeah.
I will dig up voicemails while Sam is readying the pile. If you want to leave us one, get our free app, Tom and Dan. Just search for it wherever you get your smartphone apps. Search either Tom and Dan or Our Mediocre Time, and you'll get one kind of like... you like these. Let's go with Zach from Ohio, who I've banned for a little bit because he leaves us about 25 messages a day.
It's Zach from Ohio. Hey, Tom, do you think you could take one police-trained German Shepherd Could you take it in a fight?
I have some experience with this.
I thought you'd like this one.
Been around with police trained German Shepherds. And when I think it was a halftime show with the Predators, I went to their training facility and they put me in the old suit.
The bite suit?
Yeah, the bite suit.
I would never do that.
And then they...
bite suit, I would.
They had... Now, there was two different things. When I did the training before I did the halftime show with the Predators... they gave me the real dog, like the real police dog. And
I'm gonna give you the real dog.
For the halftime show, the Predators, they got scared because there were so many people around, and there's all.
Well, they didn't want to run into the audience and start
just like chill crazy,
eating some redneck boy's nose off.
Yeah.
A little disappointing with the Sony dog running you down now.
Yeah. So they got for the halftime show, the Predators, they got like the smaller, like either baby dog or like not so aggressive like officer dog, because like that one was way smaller.
It was more like the one you bring to a dare event.
Mm-hmm. So when I went there, they told me, they're like, all right, they put the suit on me, and I had the actually I think I had no suit, I just had the arm pad,
the bite,
just the bite pad. And then they told me like, all right, they had the dog, and the dog was like, just like you see in the movies or like Jackass or whatever. It's like all happy, like panting, like, and then the cop is holding the dog, and then I'm holding the arm out, and he's like, all right. He's like, whatever you do not put your arm down or put your arm near your face or whatever, because it will bite and not let go, and it'll shake crazy.
Whatever you do, don't do this bit. It will kill you.
And I was like, all right. And so I'm expecting, the dog's probably, it was a big German Shepherd, but it was probably like 130 pounds, 120 pounds. Like it was big, but maybe 115. What do you think of big German Shepherd?
God, I think you're pretty
maybe
good with
110,
that. I think about
115.
115 pounds.
Okay, yeah, 130 is too big.
But I've seen a lot of different ones. Like I've seen the German Shepherds that are like almost look like they're made for your home, and then I've seen like police dogs are big, dude.
Yeah. This thing was a big German Shepherd. Anyway, so I put it, and then of course the cop's like. He yells some German command. He's like,
Listen!
He's like, fight! And then that thing went from panting, like, hey, where's my tree? To kill mode.
Hummus is what? Hummus is what? I'm using strategic German commands.
Right.
And it...
Ich komme out of Kopfschmerzen, Hummus is what?
It took off, and then it grabbed a hold of this pad that was on my arm, and the pad not only it was like full pad, but then it had like a hard, like almost plastic,
like a lobster
PVC
claw
sleeve.
Like not even PVC, but it may have been like it was just some hard ass plastic, and so
like
it couldn't bite through.
It had like a thick baguette bread coating on the
Dude, when that German Shepherd grabbed my arm and started shaking it, it had
all muscles, man.
Oh yeah, it had force behind that I was surprised about. Like it was like whoa, like it started shaking its head back and forth, and I was trying to like hold steady, and like and I was probably like at least 180, 190 back then, and so it shook pretty violently.
So aside from like the lacerations it would happen without like the padding, do you think it could dislocate or rip apart your arm pretty good?
I think it could dislocate
I think it probably
your arm.
do some serious damage to the muscles in your rotator cuff, right?
Okay, so I did think about this, and I did think, if this was a fight to the death, could I take it? And I came to the conclusion that yes, I would eventually win. But it would
at the
tear
end,
me.
It looked like the viper in the mountain.
I may
both
bleed
of you
out.
Would be, both of you would be on the ground.
Like I
the
think,
dog's dead, and you're like sitting there, and your arm is just peeled down to the bone.
Because what would happen is it would grab my real arm,
and
then just start shaking the flesh off.
And that gives you the willies.
I would try to pick it up while it was biting me, and like just start overhead slamming it. Like
you know when you're going to ruin your own arm. You have to sacrifice the arm.
And it probably would start biting me other places and stuff, and I'd slam it to death eventually, but it would be it'd get me good to the point where I may not live after. Like I'd bleed out if I didn't have like immediate health care. But I do think I could eventually get it.
I think
ultimate confidence.
That's the honest truth of my own perception. Now,
I think it also depends on where you're at. like your surroundings.
Oh yeah. If I'm like hiding in the bushes, yeah. I'd
like
have,
if I was
I'd have
fighting,
to be ready for it. If it
Yeah.
was chasing me down, I think, and I was like,
No, I
dark.
need things. Like in here, I feel more comfortable. Like if I was able to fight the German
yeah.
Shepherd
If
in
I
the
had a
studio,
weapon-
if I could fight the German Shepherd in an abandoned Qdoba.
Yes, I imagine
Like,
it like
I
gladiator
would-
style.
Oh,
yeah, I need some things to grab though. I need to be able to because like I can push things in its way.
Yeah.
But if it's just like a field and it's just me and open and I have nothing,
Yeah.
I feel very, very scared
That
right
thing's
now.
gonna
Dude,
get you.
You got to juke.
You can't because it's made for juking.
Yeah,
like a German
literally.
Shepherd is like literally.
Oh yeah, you're not juking.
It's a land. It's a land shark.
It's grabbing hold of you.
I will juke the
It's
German.
no, you
Let's
no.
put this to the
set it up.
test.
You gotta set it up.
Let's get Bus Decker on the
set
phone
it
right
up.
now.
I think I have.
Get Bus on the phone. He's got to know somebody.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's got a
joking.
guy.
I got like Bobby the police dog. Okay,
Oh
Wait, you know-
my God.
Ruff.
You know what? I will trade.
at work?
I will trade one of my pizza parties to have Butler run from a police canine.
Oh, that's right. I owe you guys pizza tomorrow, don't I?
Yeah.
But I bet wrong. I was like, I bet you are guest flakes, and I'll buy pizza to prove it.
Right.
Tom's like, you're in the worst.
No, I thought that we don't get a pizza party now because
No, I'm gonna buy one.
Okay,
I'm gonna buy his pizza party.
Yeah, you are horrible at gambling. You can see.
I am the
You should have
worst.
been like
Bad at business,
if he
really
does-
bad at gambling.
I thought if he calls in, I'll give you a pizza party
No.
because that's how confident.
I was so confident in him flaking. I'm like, I'm so confident in him flaking. I'll buy you all pizza on Friday if he flakes. And he
Yeah.
did.
But that it may break your bones in your arm. Like that dog's bite is so
Sam,
Yes.
powerful.
look up most powerful dog bite power. Like what dog?
gotta be Pitbull,
I think
right?
it's
It's
Pitbull, 'cause
Pitbull,
they
yeah.
lock their jaw.
I don't know. You don't think a Rottweiler?
Well, if you go wild dog like
Rottweiler, actually.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I think
yeah.
a Rottweiler. They're bigger, right?
The Rottweiler is actually the most powerful, and its pressure bite topped 328 pounds. German Shepherds got second place with 238 bite force. And the American Pit Bull Terrier took third position with a pressure of 235 pounds.
Wow.
I'm kind of going through a weird full dad transition right now.
Hmm.
And dads do this where they, as you get older, as a dad, you start to gravitate to little tiny dogs. I'm not talking little dogs. Caesar is a little dog.
Yeah.
I'm talking tiny dogs.
Okay, yeah.
Like Pariah Mike's dog or Sam's dog.
Yeah.
Dude,
Little
dog. Like
yeah.
dogs
Little
about
potato.
the size of an American football.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with Pariah Mike's dog.
Yeah, he's a little ball of squish.
He's a little
What does he got?
football.
It's
It's
a tiny chihuahua. It's like this big, and it's all
yeah.
fat mushy.
Oh, it's like a
and,
tea
and
cup.
he just
Oh, he's so
talks,
cute.
and he just talks, and he just sits there with me, and like when I look at him, he looks at me, and he's like,
His legs are like an inch tall.
yeah, they're like an inch tall, and then he looks at me, and in his eyes, I can tell no matter what I do, he looks at me, and he's like, "You doing good, man?"
Yeah.
Like he gives me a
He's
thumbs
supportive.
up. He's supportive dog. He's like, "Yeah, everything's cool, dude." Like I need a little football. I'm
Yeah.
into it now.
The only problem with little dogs is they go pee pee everywhere. Like, they have
They
little
do.
bladders and like.
Oh my god! And when they get old,
Don't
my
bring
dog
it up.
can't stop
Why'd
peeing.
you bring that up?
Cannot stop peeing.
I'm serious.
Oh,
A-
Sam's
any,
gonna get
He's
mad
in
at
diapers right now at my house.
any
barking.
Yeah. All
Especially
day.
for whatever reason, rich people have little dogs that pee pee their whole house up. But I've been in a
It's called
lot.
the Osbournes.
I've been in a lot of
Driving
nice
me nuts.
houses.
Oh, yeah.
There's pee pee pads everywhere, and then I walk in and I'm like, such a nice house to smell like pee pee.
Yeah. And that's what I'm trying to avoid right now.
I
I
think
just
it's-
bought a
bad.
house.
I'm like,
It's bad.
I'm like, this is a very, very nice house that smells like pee pee. And you did it yourself. And it's, why? Why'd you do it?
You didn't have to.
You're
do
like,
it.
hey, I know what to do. I'm gonna put pee pee everywhere. Like, all right, that's seemingly what you did. Anyway.
Let's try this one, and then we will have to take a break.
Hey T&D, Shart and Randy here, fresh off a big loss
Oh.
in the 2020 Shart Week, but that's not the point of this call. The point is, Dan, I hear you throwing out a lot that like you need to have a guy, you need to have a mechanic, you need to have a tailor,
Yes.
you need to have a barber, and here's what I want to know: when your dad has a guy, and then you go to said guy to maybe buy your first car, and you realize that your dad has been getting taken advantage of for years.
Dumb old man.
But multiple cars from the same man never got a good deal on them. Do you tell the dad? What do? You shut it down?
No.
Don't talk about it?
Yeah.
Tell me.
It would depend on the person, right? And if
Well,
you're gonna
now
ask,
it's his friend. right? He thinks it's his friend, not just a car salesman. So you got to let him keep his friend.
Yeah. And your dad, for his whole life, thought he was getting the best deal.
Yeah.
And don't take that away from
No.
him. He doesn't got that much time
Because then he's
left.
going to look like a fool.
I'm going to tell you something.
That'll kill him.
Don't clown your dad.
I've seen your dad. It's
this-
I mean, he's holding on.
This never happened with my dad ever, but I will say, don't be surprised if you pull your dad aside and you think you're going to big D him and you're going to set him straight if you don't pull him aside and say, hey, just so you know, Dad, that guy's taking advantage of him. The car's $1,000 more expensive or $500 more expensive. You could have gotten a better deal at this place if your dad doesn't say, boy, I knew that. That's my friend. And I'm opting in. That's loyalty, or something. Dads don't necessarily do things because they're logical or smart. They do it because it's what they want to do.
Or he's just saying that just so you don't think he's an idiot, and then he goes to his garage, and then he starts
crying,
kicking around a toolbox, and
he starts slamming his hand in the freezer.
You're
an idiot.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's everybody is going to. I didn't.
You didn't get to this point, but I remember where I was when I realized I was smarter than my dad.
Yeah. Everybody gets.
Everybody
to a point
remembers that
as an adult where you.
Do you remember where you were when you realized you were smarter than your dad, Butler?
That hasn't happened yet. For sure. I met Travis's dad. And,
my dad's still pretty young and sharp right now. Yeah, I'm still asking my dad for advice.
I shook your dad's hand. I looked at his eyes, and I'm like, you had Butler.
Yeah, can I call your dad right now and go, where were you when you realized you were smarter than Butler?
I was about 8 years old when I realized I was smarter than my dad.
Yeah.
Couldn't read. I had to read him his Teamster newsletter every week at 8 and interpret it.
It's an all-time low, folks. It's an all-time low. Oh, man. Every time we bring up Dad Samuels, you just throw one more depressing nugget into the pot.
Hey, look, it helps my reading comprehension. I was an AP reader.
Teamster Union
papers.
Local 385, baby.
He's like, what? We'll get a 10% raise.
Shout out to 385 Union.
Sam,
my God. How did you learn to read, Sam?
Sam, get in here. I want to read my union papers.
Spilt a Busch Light all over it. It's a mess.
Oh, yeah.
Get Daddy a Busch Light. Come in here and read me my union papers.
Basically.
Doesn't sound that bad. We got to take a break. We'll take one. We'll come back with more. A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. Bye.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Let's jump back into the voicemail machine here. What did I do with them?
They gone.
Oh, no. Here they are. All right. Got them. Let's go with this one. We had Butler. Okay. I'm glad Butler's back. This is people have been like it's an epidemic when it comes to our show.
Okay.
People have been very, very worried that they are a chopper.
No.
I've had a lot of people reach out and say like, hey, you guys do so much content, but sometimes you don't explain what chopping is. And let me just, first of all, we run our show a little differently than other shows. We don't baby you. We think that you're smart enough to listen long enough to figure out what choppers are. We don't want to insult you. I'm not going to sit here and reset the topic or any of that. No. Look, you're an adult.
Yeah.
But a chopper is a person that if they're walking down the road, they see a flower, they chop the flower off the tree. Or if they see some palm fronds that are sticking out, they chop those with their hand.
Or if they see a dead gator, they throw a stick at it.
Correct. Or if there is
there's a young prepubescent boy mentality in every chopper that never leaves. So, most people grow out of melting the ants with the magnifying glass, or chopping or stepping on any birds they see, or kicking a sandcastle.
I found something that choppers love, and Andrea pointed this out to me. My wife pointed this out to me. She's
chopping, because they'll jump up to see if they can hit a leaf.
To slap things that they think they're tall enough to hit. Yes, but one of the quintessential, and it should have dawned on me a long time ago how easy it is to find a chopper. You want to find a chopper? You want to pull, if Butler's hiding in here, if we're doing hide and seek, and we're Butler, we can't find you. Come out, man. And he's doing that thing where he's not coming out.
I got it. Is it bubble wrap?
It's bubble wrap.
I knew.
All you got to do, it's crazy. I can send him, you put a piece of bubble wrap on the ground and Butler's like, and he comes like, He's gonna pop them all.
Also,
I'm a tap dancer on him, actually.
Oh, you do. That's an upgraded.
If a
move.
chopper hears like a car slamming his brakes, like
Run.
If he hears that accident, he's running towards it.
Yeah.
Choppers.
Well, just so he can see it. He's not gonna help.
Right.
You know that Beirut explosion.
I thought you were gonna say, "Have you been to the Beirut Experience? What a great escape room!"
Oh no.
I
Hard
bet
to get out of there.
There was a lot of Beirut choppers running towards the explosion. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
yeah. They're
To
no
see
longer
what-
with us.
to see what's happening.
Chopped their
Yeah.
last chop.
Yeah.
How do you think you saw all the footage? Those are all choppers.
Yeah, you're right. They're like, ah!
They saw fire. I got to record it.
There's also some.
Oh yeah, they're also the first person to record everything that they see going wrong.
Yeah, people dying is never funny. I'll just put that out there.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I will say that it makes me laugh to think that you've abandoned so much fertilizer and it blew a hole in your country so big that your entire government has to step down. Like their government's like, we're out. We get it. You're correct.
Yeah.
We're out. But yeah. So choppers. Let's see what this gentleman seems to be very worried about chopping.
What's up, gang? Aaron from Altamont here. Wanted your opinion on whether I'm a chopper or not. I think I got a little in me, because when I was a kid, my mom used to make Rice Krispie treats. And the second she took them out of the oven and she wasn't paying attention to me, I would spit all over them. So they were all mine. I got in a lot of trouble, got a lot of ass whoopings out of that. Just want to know your thoughts. Love you guys. Bye.
My dad's dad used to do the same move with fried chicken.
You're just a D-head if you do that.
Yeah, the old I'll lick all the stuff so no one else can
Yeah,
do it.
my dad's dad, Dan.
Works better now.
Daniel Reams Dennis Sr., the original, the namesake of the family. He would wait till they were saying grace and blessing the food and everybody had their eyes shut, and he would take all the chicken thighs, because those were his favorite, and backs. He liked thighs and backs. And he would lick all of them and then put them back on the Sunday platter. And then when everybody would look up and say, amen, he'd say, just so you know, I licked all the thighs and the backs.
Yeah, that's a chopper move.
I didn't pick up that. I didn't
That'd
pick
get
that.
your ass beat nowadays.
I
right?
didn't pick
Not a chopper move.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That is
I
not
offended.
a chopper move.
You offended the chopper.
I gotta go with Butler on this one. I don't think that's a chopper move. I think in order to do that, you have to. No, I think you got to be a psychopath to do that.
Let me ask you this, Butler. When you have, like, let's say, eat a hard candy or whatever.
Sucking candy?
Yeah, sucking candy.
I chomp it.
Okay. I was just gonna say, you can't just suck it until...
Are all choppers crunchers?
Yeah, I think so.
And are all crunchers choppers?
Immediately,
Impatient.
when you put that jawbreaker, you're like, you're trying to break it. And you're like,
I
stop.
can break this thing.
I'm like, stop. You're
Sam has witnessed this. I chomped down on Gobstoppers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew it. I was like, I bet this guy chomps Gobstoppers. Which also sounds like I'm accusing you of being gay.
All right, guys, get in here. We got us one over here that likes to chomp Gobstopper. What do we have here?
Oh, yeah,
Looks like you're in the wrong part of town, little Gobstopper chopper. Maybe you'd like to chop my Gobstopper. That just sounds crazy. Let's go with this one right here. Let's do some emoji talk.
What's up, TND? Shart and Randy here. I got a question. 2020, cancel culture, Black Lives Matter movement, all of this. I need to know, just for my own sake and the sake of others, is 3 black Santa Claus emojis still the best way to show, your ultimate approval of something? And is cop pointing in trash can still ultimate disapproval? Thanks. Appreciate it.
It is a little weird that those 2 emojis are the ones that we talked about and selected.
Uh-huh.
And those are, it's about Blue Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter, the whole, these are just exploding. People are freaking out. But I would say, I think that they still stand.
Yeah, I still say using a black Santa Claus emoji, like we talked about, 3 of them as
because
the ultimate excitement or the
ultimate for me it's like my way of showing
10
you guys
thumbs up.
it's 10 thumbs up. I'll never get more excited about this. Like this is the pinnacle. It's like the 3 rarest things in the world would be 3 traditional black Santa Clauses and you line them up. It's perfect. It's rare. It's amazing. It's
all
beautiful.
It's all positivity too.
Yeah.
So there's no.
It's never been a negative thing.
Right.
So I guess if you think that okay,
Unless you're thinking.
if you're doing it to mock or if you're
Right.
doing it to be racist or
Exactly.
weird, then sure. But that
You're-
goes back
yeah.
to Tom's original point, which has
Intent.
always been intent.
Yeah. Like if you use a black Santa Claus in a negative way, then you're a D-head.
Right.
Yeah. But if
You're back to licking chicken thighs.
if you use three black Santas
God, when you say it like that, it sounds sexy a little bit.
as
Say it
a
again,
way
but
to
slower.
express your happiness and how good whatever text you received is, then it's positive.
I think that's fine. Now, cop pointing in a trash can still is
it's
the
a toilet,
ultimate,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
cop pointing into the toilet.
Yeah,
It was the toilet.
Yeah,
I
nothing
think,
wrong with that.
I think it still stands. Let's try this one.
Hello, T&D team. Just listening to the "It's My Job" category of the show. I wanted to chime in on the pizza delivery job. I didn't ever become the manager of the store I worked at, but I was a driver and I was a crew member. I answered the phones, I made the pies. It's a great job. I did not make a whole lot of money, and in my neck of the woods in Deltona, my Domino's manager did not make 60.
Wow.
Uh-oh, they got him.
Oh,
Shakaroni got him.
He must
Oh,
have.
he let go.
He let go of the button.
By the way, sir, when big corporations tell people with SE jobs that their title is like a sales associate or you're part of or you're a crew member, there's a way that they're
Well, wait a
trying to
minute.
make you feel better than what it actually
I
is.
refer to everybody here as either the Tom and Dan family, a Tom and Dan crew member,
Yeah.
part of the Tom and Dan team.
Yeah.
You don't like any of that?
Well, no, it's just all a way for
What if I just
them-
go squad?
Yeah. It's like you work at Papa John's. You're not part. You're not Tom Petty's pit crew. What? Oh, God damn it, Richard
Tom
Petty.
Petty's pit crew.
See, I'm an idiot.
Last race with Mary J.
God damn it. Anyway, but
he thought Richard. He went with Tom.
When I used to work at Home Depot, they used to try to get they would have these meetings, these like store meetings before it opened, and this is before I started night crew, and then there was none of it. But I had to go through 2 weeks of being a sales associate on the floor to like learn. I was in plumbing and then
Welcome to Home Depot, Home Depot.
And then they'd make an announcement. They're like, "All right, everybody meet in aisle like 7, the
Let's
hardware."
meet in the screws.
They're like, "Let's meet in the hardware section for our team meeting," and then we'd have to all go there, all wearing orange aprons or whatever. And then the manager would give some inspirational speech in which, like, he was talking about how you all bleed orange, and it's the Home Depot crew, and you like to try to like get everybody. Meanwhile, everybody's miserable. Everybody around, they're dead behind the eyes. They're like, God damn it. There's like one nerd
everybody's
that's into
hungover,
it.
number one.
Yeah, you're hungover. You're like, yeah, get this over with. We hate this job. There's one nerd that's like been there for like 4.5 years. He tried to become the next manager.
the lifers, yeah.
He's there standing next to the manager, like
the Dwight Schrute.
Yeah.
The assistant to the
Yeah, and he's got all his pens organized right.
And where it says name, he actually wrote his name.
Yeah. No, everybody
else never wrote their name.
Like I'm using like Frank's apron because I left mine at home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just I hate that. It's like it's corporations trying to make you care about their corporation.
Well, I was
which are like,
actually-
no one cares about us here. Like I don't care about here. I don't care about you guys. You don't care about me.
Yes.
Your bosses and the owner. What's his name? Who's
Arthur Blank.
Yeah, old Blank. He don't even know you. Like, this is all just numbers. He'll fire you.
He's just
2
trying to get
seconds.
his mustache tighter and tighter to the gable. He's got that little gable mustache.
Like, let's just drop the facade, and I'll just do our
Amen.
horrible job that we all hate, and we'll try to
we'll
get
go
through
home.
it and go home, and that's
Yep.
fine. I'll show up here and just don't try to get me into the bleed orange. I'm part of the crew. Like it's all
Let's all
BS.
do a team potluck.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah. I hate
what
this.
kind of pot?
Put your name down here and let us know what you're bringing. I'm not bringing anything because also I don't want to eat anything you people make because I see how you act around here. And if that's how you act at work, I can only imagine how you are at your house.
Oh, try my racist potato salad.
Or disgusting.
Delicious.
I've seen you ladies in the bathrooms. It's disgusting. I don't want anything you cook.
Yeah, exactly. and just know that if any opportunity comes my way, I'm out of here. Like,
Absolutely.
I won't even call you and give you the respect.
I
to
left
tell
on
you I
my
quit.
lunch break my last day at the paint pill factory. I was like,
Yeah.
screw this place.
Yeah,
They've done
yeah.
nothing for me.
Yeah. And you know what? They just kept on going. Don't
Yep.
care about you. Don't care about anybody.
Oh my God, Norm! Norm from our Twitch chat room. We're live on Twitch right now. Twitch.tv/Tom and Dan Live. You find the replays on YouTube. Tom and Dan Live. Norm says we just had a company meeting a few days ago, and they didn't mention once the woman who's been here for 8 years that just died of cancer.
Oh, my
Thought that was a little insensitive.
Yeah.
That's rough.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what else I
Well-
hate is when they would pass around the, hey, so-and-so's having a baby. Let's throw in some money for a baby shower. I'm like, I don't even know this lady.
Oh, yeah.
And then
yeah.
guess what? I'm never having a baby, so no one's ever given me a baby shower, a wedding gift. Like, nobody got me nothing, birthday card, nothing for mine. But I'm supposed to give to these people that, A, I don't know, or B, hate. No,
I like
I'm
how-
not.
look how spicy
God,
you
I
got
hate
her.
corporate
I know,
world.
You're sharing
So
some
much.
of your anger
That's
to
the
Sam.
one thing that me and Sammy, we don't got much in common, but we both hate corporations.
We ain't got much, but we both hate corporations.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Don't force me to buy something for somebody.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
What about cards? What if they pass around the card?
No, if I don't know them or I don't like them, why do I have to sign happy birthday?
No,
to them?
why
you're
are we
supposed
doing
to sign
this?
a different name. And like when they'd pass around the ones for bosses that we worked with, like, you know, whether it's like Campmeyer, Linda Bird, or
Oh,
whatever,
yeah.
like I would just sign somebody else that worked at the company's name.
No, okay.
Get this.
Don't even hand
Because
it to
when
me.
they go to sign it,
They'd
they'll
be
see their
confused.
own name. And they'll be like, "Did I already sign? Who signed it?" Then they're mad, and then they're trying to. This is a hostile work environment. Fire this person.
My last job I had, they canceled our Christmas bonuses and then handed out a Christmas card and wanted us to contribute towards the boss and wanted to give us to give the boss a Christmas gift.
Oh, that's some balls.
That was
Oh my God.
Yeah. There's also.
Are we doing anything this year for Christmas? Are we going to have like a gathering of our families?
Juggalos.
Well, that you can't stop that.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, are we going to do a dinner?
Yeah, I guess so.
Where
Oh, you know what?
Sam and Travis, and then Butler.
Potluck, guys. Let's do
We
it.
can do a potluck.
Well, also, but
Are we going to invite?
Tom and Dan potluck?
Are we inviting
I mean,
Tony, the Hawaiian vampire Palmiotti? He's going to put on his.
He's just going to bring Chex Mix.
Yeah, he'll
Well,
put on his finest Hawaiian
I don't
shirt
think-
and slick his hair back, black as the ace of spades.
we do have like a $10,000 pavilion at our disposal in downtown Orlando that we've already paid for.
Yeah,
We
that's
should
true.
do that.
I think Tony's trying to stay safe and Deb,
Yeah,
but
I
they're so I don't know for the
When Tony comes over here, he goes
I
in,
heard-
drops the things, and runs for his car.
He's in a hazmat suit.
I just think he doesn't trust Butler, and Butler goes everywhere.
So he shouldn't.
What August 13th? That Corona will be done by early December, right?
I asked my wife this morning. I said, "What's going on with this? I mean, really?" And she's like, "I heard on the news, poof, it'll just disappear." And I'm like, "Well, good thing." And then I took a large sip of my bleach. And I was like, well, that's good news. You know what? Things are turning around for the Dennis family. Let's do another.
Oh God, we got a guy here. Bye bye.